Cool. Awesome. So welcome. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Power Up and the Market Update. It is June 26, 2023. We're heading into July, and I'm very excited to be here with all of you. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for your time. And first and foremost, I just want to give you guys a little brief background of how we started up here 4.5 years ago with these three wonderful gals. We're almost at 2,300 strong in 28 states, 9 countries. And our vision is to become the global leader in the real estate industry by partnering with the most productive, innovative, and purpose-driven leaders. And we're dedicated driving to growth and success to our agents and teams by providing exceptional service to our clients. So that's the vision. And our goal for the year is to serve 21,000 families, 10 million in volume, and also have over 10,000 agents in our organization all over the world. And thank you so much for everybody that is part of our movement and continues to join our movement. In the last 30 days, I think we've had about 70 people that have joined our movement. So thank you all for participating and being part of our company. And this week, we got 10 powerful trainings, all the trainings around productivity, skill building, lead generation, content creation. And I know a lot of people have a challenge with the inventory conversation. So I'm going to be bringing you guys an awesome gal named April. She's a top producer in Utah. She's the #1 Latina agent in Utah. This year is going to be on track to do 100+ transactions. And her specialty is new builds, right? So for those of you that have issues kind of getting people accepted or in escrow because you have a lack of inventory, April is doing the majority of her production with new home builds. So this is going to be really, really powerful. Make sure that you guys tune into this class. It's going to happen this Wednesday at 12 o'clock. And I really think it's going to be huge value because if any one of you have done new build transactions, you guys know it's pretty simple. You know, you register your customer, and from there, it's pretty much hands off, and you get your commission at the end of the day. So this gal is doing 100 transactions this year. Last year, she did 85. She's number 40 in the NAREP Top 250. So this is going to be a super powerful class this Wednesday at 12 o'clock. We also are having a follow-up for Showcase. So for those of you that went to Showcase, you guys knew how powerful that was. We had over 450 people that participated, but we had a lot of people that weren't able to participate, you know, because we're a global movement. So we're doing this online. We're going to have our first speaker that's going to be presenting this Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And this is Louis Chavez. He's going to be talking about commercial. He's going to be sharing some nuggets of how he built his business. He's going to be getting into how to analyze properties, how to identify these owners, and how to serve this community. So it's interesting. He's going to be covering commercial and foreclosures. It was his birthday over this weekend, and he was just talking to me about the foreclosures, all of the transactions that he's participating in. It's a huge market. So this Wednesday at 2 o'clock, make sure you guys don't miss this class as well. I think it's going to be really powerful. And these are the numbers for the week. This is what happened in real estate. So we got LA, Orange County, San Bernardino, and Riverside and San Diego. These are the 5 counties that I'm, keeping track of every single week. If your county is not here, make sure you use your MLS. Make sure you do something like this. That way you can keep your marketplace, up to date with what's happening. Actives, we had 1,200+ actives in LA County, 380 in Orange County, 436 in San Bernardino, 558 in Riverside, and 505 in San Diego. That means that, somebody sat with the realtor, signed a listing contract, and that's how many listings went on the market just these last 7 days. So in closed volume in LA, we had 1.2 billion in closings. Orange County, we had 678 million in closings, 212 million in San Bernardino, 394 million closed in Riverside, and 479 million closed in San Diego. The average days in the market, as you could see in San Diego, only 16 days. You put a property on the market, that thing is going under contract in 16 days. LA, the same thing, 27 days, average days on the market, 24 days in Orange County. So guys, if you guys get a listing right now, this is what's telling me. If you get a listing right now, you got a guaranteed paycheck, right? Obviously, you got to price it correctly. Don't go out there and price it, $200,000 above what it's worth. But if you price a listing correctly right now, you have a guaranteed paycheck. So This right here just shows you guys, right? This is about, you know, what, $2.8 billion in production just these last 7 days. So make sure that you guys are doing a weekly market update for your clients. You guys do a video about this. Keep your marketplace up to date with what's happening. And also for expireds, we had 301 homes expire off the market last week. I know a lot of you in here go after expireds for sale by owners. We also have a great class that Mr. Mo, that's actually in this class right now. He does a skills building every day, Monday through Thursday. You guys should definitely tune in. That way you guys can build your skills for the expired market for sale by owners and anything listing related. Really powerful class. But go after this market, get in front of people. And obviously you should be calling them, but also door knock these individuals, because again, we know that with what's going on in the market, pricing the listing correctly, you got to guarantee sale. So it might be a pricing strategy that you just need to talk to them about. So that's the expired update for the week. And our stock is at $18.44 as of today. It's a little bit lower than last week, but still awesome. So I just want to keep you guys up to date. Our market cap is right around 2.8 billion. And I think I gave this update in the past, but you know, our company and our founder, alongside with Brent Go, did a State of the Union for EXP. And they were talking about that they were uplisted in the top 600 companies, which are kind of like, if you look at the economy in the US, like these are the 600 companies that they say these are a safe investment. So our company is one of those 600 companies that is uplisted into the small list. So out of all the companies throughout the US, we are one of 600, the top 600 companies. And our founder, you know, he was just talking about that, how that was a very surprise. I mean, he never imagined when he created this company, you know, 14 years ago, he said, I never imagined in my wildest dreams that our company will be uplisted into this small list. So that's a huge win for all of us at EXP. So I just want to keep you guys up to date with that. Also for trainings on the state level, if you guys are, you know, wanting to get, you know, some contract stuff that's updated, anything that's happening at the state level, this is what's happening in the EXP world. And in addition to these classes, by the way, we do have anywhere from 80 to 100 classes a week. So if you ever question, hey, do we have any other training on something? We got 100 classes a week, guys. So there's a lot of stuff for you guys to tap into and learn. So just want to keep you guys up to date with what's happening in the state specific. Every single state, by the way, if this is, you know, this is for California, but if anybody else is in any other state, every single state has their state board meetings. They have, you know, refreshers for the contracts, disclosures, and all that good stuff. But make sure you guys are mastering your contracts and you guys are staying up to date, because in negotiations, that's where you can make or lose a deal, right? Sometimes if the other agent is more versed than you, that person is going to mop the floors with you and they're going to negotiate, you know, money off, a bunch of different stuff. So make sure you guys know your contracts at a very high level. So we're going to be going with our mortgage update with Mr. Neil Anders. What's up, Mr. Neil? What's happening in the mortgage world this week?
Hey, what's up, Leo? Thanks so much for having me on. Yeah, so just want to give everyone a quick update in terms of where mortgage rates are right now. As of last week, the Fed did announce that they would not be doing a rate hike when they met, although they are a bit hawkish on potential hikes still throughout the year. No one really kind of wants to see how that settles out. Of course, we are watching those inflation numbers very closely. We are big firm believers that the CPI index report for June is going to show that inflation has actually trickled down below 4%. We predict somewhere in that 3.7% ratio. That CPI report will come out the second week in July. So I do think we'll look for having a big, strong bond rally beginning to middle part of July as that information comes out. And just think, you know, the kind of progress that we made. Inflation started at 9.1% before this rate hike started, and now we're down to under 4%. The closer we get to 3% is really kind of that targeted number that everyone kind of has looked at, where they think now we can kind of reverse engineer it and go from pushing rates up to combat inflation to now bringing rates down to combat the recession. So that's kind of something that we're looking at. Something that I kind of want to share, Leo, that I think is really important right now is, you know, we're watching in a market right now that you said is really heating up. And there's two things I want to touch on. We're seeing a lot of multiple offers, you know, return. According to Redfin, over 33% of transactions have been sold over asking price. Now, something I want to cover that we have a very amazing tool that we do with all new buyers is a bid over asking tool. It's an actual breakdown to show them why bidding over asking doesn't have to be a negative or as scary as some buyers may have it. And so here's just a quick, example to show you kind of how the tool would look without breaking it down too much. Now, while a lot of hot areas show appreciation in the 6% range, we're going to go with just a very national average, be very conservative with our numbers. Let's say we have a property that's valued at 580,000 is the value, and the seller is asking 585. But this is a hot market. So you're probably having to tell your clients, look, if you want to get this offer through, we're going to have to bid something like 15K over asking in this example, which means you'd be putting in an offer at $600,000 for this example. So again, 580 value, seller's asking 585. You have to ask your buyer to go in 15K over. So that's a $600,000 valuation. Now, using a national average of appreciation at 2.95% for 1 year, or a 5-year forecast appreciation of 4.15%, this would break down that even at that 1 year at 2.95%, how long does it take for the client to basically break even when it comes to equity on what they offered? And in the example, it's 8 months. And literally 8 months, they've now already, because of appreciation, now broken even with what they paid for that house. Now, keep in mind, when you close on a home, you go into contract, you don't close for 30 days. You don't make your first payment for sometimes a month or two after that. So you're really not making very many payments on this house when all of a sudden you can look back and say, wow, I did good on my investment. I've already broken even. So there are great tools like that. Reach out to your loan officer or come to us. Let us help the client visualize it and see the numbers on paper. And when they think about it, oh man, this isn't a bad investment. I'm not paying over asking when I can look 8 months down the road and I've already broken even. Now, if you want to really add on top of that, those are current numbers in a quote unquote recession with the highest rates we've seen in recent memory. Can you only imagine how quickly those numbers can change if and when these rates start to come down and the market gets even hotter? What will happen to appreciation? Those are things we want to help your clients kind of break down for them. The last piece, and I kind of mentioned this last week and I got a lot of feedback about it, so I wanted to kind of make that offer again. Reach out to us, because right now in this market, with the amount of offers going out, not only are you going to have to be aggressive and in most cases go over asking, but you need to make sure that your offer stands out and looks stronger than anybody else's. Come to us. Let us use our new Bolt system where we'll fully underwrite, full underwriting approval with your prior to doc PTD conditions that the clients can even work on, essentially giving you like a clear to close, just missing home appraisal. Means you can be extremely aggressive on your timelines. You can actually submit the offer with no loan contingency required. And in that buyer's package, instead of a pre-approval letter, just think there's 5 offers out, pre-approval letter. Now here's your package with a full underwriting approval and no loan contingency required. How that helps your clients stand out in combination with a nice aggressive over asking that your clients now on board with, because they see the numbers and how quickly their investment will break even for them. Little things like this, I think, to be strategic and separate yourself and your clients' offers from the rest of the market. I've got my information in the chat. If you guys want to dive deeper into that or have us chat with any of your clients, please reach out anytime. Thank you, Leo.
Thanks, Neil. Appreciate your information, brother. Thank you so much. And guys, yes, multiple offers. You guys need to come in as good as cash, right? So this program is going to help you guys to become quote unquote cash buyers, right? That way you're removing that contingency. So great stuff. Thank you so much, Neil. Now we're going to be getting into our credit update with Mr. Mike Ayala with 5 Diamond Credits. Mr. Mike, what's up? How's it going?
Leo, good. How are you?
Great.
To tie in kind of with Neil a little bit, yeah, everything's kind of unsure on where the rates are going to go. But as this little pause is happening, I wanted to say, hey, well, now's the time to get the clients with credit. If they need help with their credit, get it fixed so that, they can take advantage of at least this little pause in rate hikes. But I had some great news over the weekend actually, and this is kind of a client of mine that has been working with him for a little bit, and this is the reality. Sometimes clients aren't done in a month or 2 months, and I know everyone wants immediate results and things done yesterday, but this client, had extreme hardships of COVID, like most people around the world. He lost his business, had to push back his wedding. And so, he was ready to buy his first home at that time, right before COVID happened, and that all transpired. And now, so he had a pretty big file of a lot of things, and so it took about 5 months for his file to be complete. But yesterday, about 2 weeks ago, I had to add some trade lines because I pretty much wiped his whole file. But as of yesterday, he's set to close, I believe, July 10th on his first home with his fiance. And so, things do take time, but his realtor, I kept in contact with his realtor throughout the whole process. His realtor was the one who referred him over to me and believed in him. And so this is kind of the thing where it's like, don't push away the any client just because, oh my God, he has a huge, his credit's terrible and it doesn't look like he's going to get a home anytime soon. Don't push those clients away because yes, it is a process, but at least down the road, that could just be a revolving door of clients coming in as over time. And yes, it's not going to be an immediate, 16-day or 16 days to sell a home or with these kind of clients, but it still is a revolving line of money coming in over time as these clients are getting their credit repaired. So don't turn down these clients just because you see like, oh, it's a red flag or they have a huge credit issue. It can be fixed, and we all make mistakes sometimes, and it happens, and but it can be repaired, and we can all be happy and have our clients be happy. Just don't turn them away.
100%, bro. Very well said. Very well said. As you said, do not turn clients away, because that one client, right, it took him 5 months. He's going to get into a home July 10th. Guys, think about the raving fan that you're going to create for your business. How many referrals that can turn into? By the way, Mike, I need to have one of those hoodies, bro. So you're showing off your hoodie. Okay. So I better have one of those in the next couple of days. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, man.
Gotcha.
Thanks for sharing, man. Thanks for sharing. Cool. We're going to do a quick escrow update with Miss Daisy Murillo as well for Centerstone Escrow. What's the escrow update for the week, Daisy? How you doing?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about how us as escrow reps can help you guys when you guys go door knocking. So not only do we print out the flyers for you guys, but if you guys need assistance, because we know how busy that you guys can be, so we try to help you and assist you as much as possible. So if you guys want a flyer, we can also make the flyer for you guys. We can look at what area you guys are wanting to target, look up what kind of events are going on in the neighborhood, see like the numbers in that area as well. So when you go door knock, you do have more than just real estate. It's more of like also community where, they can be also interested in that. So one of the things that we do is not only that, but we actually go with you guys to door knock. We don't talk. You guys are fully the ones still door knocking, still doing your business. We are just in the background taking notes. So if they tell us that they have an upcoming anniversary, a birthday, their dog's name is Pepper, their daughter's name is Judy, we're writing all these notes down so that later on down the line, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, a month, you guys go door knock again, or you guys follow up, you guys can stand out and, oh, how was your daughter? Or, oh my gosh, how was that anniversary that you guys had 2 weeks ago? Is there anything I can do for you guys? Or you guys can even send out a gift to the address, happy anniversary. So we try to help you guys stand out in a different way so that it's not just business, it's also personal, and they actually can see that you care. Oh wow, this person remembered my daughter's name, this person remembered my anniversary with my husband, they went the extra mile of sending me a gift when we haven't even really talked business, I haven't even really told them I want to sell or buy. So we try to do the extra steps for you guys and try to really make you guys be different from all the other realtors that are knocking on their door, because just how the numbers are looking, the market is still very well. So the business is still out there. We just need to strategize, be more creative, and see how we can stand out from all the other realtors. So the next time you guys go door knocking, you guys need any flyers for any events, let us know. We're mostly available even on the weekends. We do work weekends as well. So we're very flexible on our schedule for you guys. So let me know if you guys need anything as far as door knocking, and make it a great week, guys. It's the last week of July. Right. No, June. We're in June. Last week of June.
Yes.
You guys finish it strong. And as always, I'm here for anything that you guys may need. And thank you, Leo.
Yeah, thank you, Daisy. Appreciate your help. Thank you for sharing. And with that, guys, it's all about being different, right? You got to set yourself apart. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about the 7 principles to crush it in the business. I did a video about this yesterday, by the way. I said, and Glenn Sanford is actually the one that shared it. That's where I got this information. But think about this. 8 out of 10 people that that are in the business right now that are around you in the next 5 years will not be in the business. So I'm not trying to be negative by sharing that stat. I'm just sharing with you reality, right? This business is going to be difficult. Building a business is going to be a process. So you got to think about long term. You cannot have the mindset that I am going to try, or I'm going to maybe do this, or you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You got to be 100% committed to this business in order to succeed and to thrive at the highest level. So these are the 7 principles that I came up with to crush it in the business. And step number 1, guys, you guys got to commit to self-mastery. And I talk about this a lot, but I really truly believe that this is one of the biggest principles. Committing to self-mastery. Why do I say that? Because you are going to endure a lot of change. You're going to endure a lot of, sometimes the inventory is going to be low. No, sometimes you're going to have foreclosures. Sometimes you're not going to have enough buyers. Something is going to change with guidelines, right? Listings are going to cancel. There's always going to be a constant change. So if you're not developed, right? If your mindset is not strong and your emotional intelligence is not strong, then that means that every single thing that happens, you're going to be like on a constant emotional roller coaster. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I love real estate. And then I hate real estate. I love real estate. I hate real estate. I love real estate. I hate real estate. You're going to be on a constant roller coaster. So how do you avoid the roller coaster? Well, you commit to self-mastery and you understand that everything that is happening in your life, it's a reflection where you can develop yourself. You should not have anything in your life take you off center, right? And I will say I'm not perfect at this, right? There's still things that get me upset to this day, but I don't live there. It takes me, a couple of minutes to get over something, where in the past, it would take me out for an entire day or a week or a month, right? So commit to self-mastery, develop yourself. You definitely got to read books. You got to go to seminars. One of the courses that I did that fundamentally shifted my life is Landmark. So I highly recommend that course. I endorse them all the time. I don't make any money whatsoever, but it's been one of the strongest courses that I've seen. And I've referred a lot of people to this course, and it's made a massive difference. So that's why I want to start off with that principle. Step number 1, right? The 7 principles to crush it in the business is commit to self-mastery. It's not something you do every once in a while, by the way. Just like you brush your teeth, I hope you brush your teeth every day. Just like you shower every single day, you got to develop yourself every single day. Just like that. Take it that serious. Number 2, you got to commit to lead generation, right? You got to obsess and focus on lead generation. That's 100% of where you want, like at least 80 to 90% of your time to be around lead generation. That's another thing that causes ups and downs in the business, by the way. Most people get stuck in an escrow, they get a listing, they get a couple of paychecks, and then all of a sudden they start to coast and they start to chill. And then all of a sudden they go to like, wait a minute, I have no deals in the pipe. And then now they start to go out there and do the things that they know they should have been doing. And then it takes them 30 to 60 days to just to ramp up and get more transactions. And then that transaction is going to close 30 to 45 days later. So think about it. When you slack, when you take your foot off the gas pedal with lead generation, you are setting yourself a minimum of 90 days, guys, a minimum of 90 days. So don't do that, because that's why people also quit the business, right? It's a cash flow problem, right? If money is not coming into the household, you better believe that your mortgage payment or your rent payment, your car payment, all of those monthly payments, you better believe that they don't take a break. They're consistent every single month. So if you don't have lead generation at the core of everything you're doing, again, you're going to have a cash flow problem, and that's what could lead for you to quit the business. So keep lead generating. And I don't care how you do it, by the way. You can Google and get 100 different ways to lead generate today, but you need to have a system and a process for that. One of the things that I recommend, by the way, is a 2-10-40, 2 appointments a day, 10 appointments a week, 40 appointments a month. When you obsess on the most important thing, which is the appointment, then you're also never going to have a problem with actual closings, because again, the first thing that's going to turn into an escrow or a listing is an appointment. So you got to focus on the lowest hanging fruit every single day. When I get off this call, I'm going to setting up appointments every single day. I'm setting up at least 2 appointments, and I'm done most days by 11 o'clock. I already have my 2 appointments. So are you going to have your 2 appointments done before noon? That's going to give you a boost of confidence, by the way. Number 3, commit to a system and a process, right? Document your journey. Document everything you do. Commit to a system and a process. That should include using a CRM, but also start to document everything you do on a daily basis. When you're working with your buyers, when you're working with your sellers, when you're negotiating contracts, make sure you're documenting everything, because you want to have a standard operating procedure, SOPs, for everything you do. And you got to pretend, I want you guys to pretend that you guys need to have a staff for your business. Your business has gotten so big that you have to have a staff. You have to have an assistant to be able to help you, right? So start to prepare in advance and start to document your entire journey with the buyers, with the sellers, what you do every single step of the way, because that's going to become your description for your assistant in the future. So you want to make sure that you document all the things that you do that are not dollar producing activities, right? The dollar producing activities for you, by the way, are talking to buyers, talking to sellers, and negotiating contracts. Anytime that you do anything outside of that, you are now not in the driver's seat of your business. You need to create a system and eventually delegate that. And nowadays, you can even hire a virtual assistant, right? That it could be a very affordable option, but document it. Pretend like you're already going to need an assistant or 2, and pretend to doing it now, because if you don't prepare, then you're going to get to the point where you're overwhelmed, and then you're going to try to figure out, well, what do I have my assistant do? Well, if you had documented everything, you would know exactly what they need to do, right? So have a process and a system. Number 4, you want to be learning based. You want to have an open mind. You want to constantly keep learning. You can never get to the point where you say, I got this, I figured it out, I already know everything. The moment that you say those things is the moment that you don't have it. Because I see a lot of people that stay stuck. They're still talking about what they did a decade ago. I did this so long ago. But what did you do today? What did you do last week, right? Be learning based, keep learning, and be humble enough to also learn from different people at all levels, right? Doesn't mean that you always have to learn from somebody that's doing, ton of transactions. You can learn something from somebody that is newer, but you have to have humility at your core to be able to listen and be receptive. And I really believe that everywhere that I am, no matter who I talk to, I'm always interested in finding out why this person is in my life right now and what can I learn from this moment. That's how I get the 99.9% of my content ideas, by the way. I do 2 videos every single day. You guys see me. And I get them from conversations. I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, oh, that's a great video idea, right? So I'm always picking up content and ideas from everybody in my life. Number 5, you got to remove limiting beliefs. Your limiting beliefs, honestly, you don't know your limiting beliefs. So that's why you have to put yourself in a structure. You got to get yourself around people that are going to help you to see some of your limiting beliefs. That's how you develop yourself, and that's how you identify your limiting beliefs. When you get around people that are working at a high level, that are playing the long game, you get to see, like, wait a minute, I see a limiting belief for myself. I see how I could have said something different there. I see what I've done there in the past. Look at this person. They dealt with the same situation and they dealt with it differently. That's why it's so powerful to have a community of abundant individuals in your life, because you're always learning from them. And that's how you're going to be able to identify those limiting beliefs. And again, going back to the landmark course, that's where I saw a lot of my limiting beliefs. By the way, a lot of your limiting beliefs have been created by the time that you were 7 years old. So a lot of your beliefs that you currently have in play that are running your relationships, that are running your business, that are running your finances, all of those beliefs were decided by the time that you were 7 years old, right? So think about our environment before we were 7. We're mostly with our parents and uncles and aunts and friends, right? So think about those individuals giving us commands, programming our subconscious mind. And if you ever had a challenge with either money or business or relationships, again, it might not be because you're not necessarily quote unquote good at it. You have a program, a limiting belief that you are completely unaware about. So I think that the things that limit us the most are not the things that we know about. The things that limit us the most are the things that we have no idea if they exist. Number 6, guys, you guys got to be accountable. Be 100% accountable to yourself. Honor your agreements to yourself. If you give your word, hey, I'm going to go out for a run. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to lead generate. I'm going to follow up. I'm going to do a certain activity. Honor your word to yourself. Be accountable, right? And I know a lot of the times it's difficult to just be accountable to yourself. So if you know yourself, make sure that you're accountable to someone else. Tell someone else, hire a coach, right? Somebody that you can tell your goals. Like, look, this week, I'm going to do 50 calls. I'm going to do 2 open houses. I'm going to do whatever, right? But you want to tell somebody that you know is not going to let you off the hook. Somebody that will call you out. So be accountable, because what happens to our subconscious mind, what happens to our confidence is that we start to shrink. When we are not accountable to our word, when we don't honor our agreement, we start to shrink. And then when you go out to do the activity, you feel unconfident. You don't feel good enough because you haven't honored your agreements. This is something, guys, if you start to chip away at this, this will give you more power than anything else. Honor your agreements. And by the way, it doesn't mean you have to be perfect, because if you don't honor your agreement, if you don't honor your word, so be accountable. Say, you know what? I said I was going to do 2 open houses this week and I didn't, but moving forward, you can count on me to do what I say when I say it, I'm going to do it. No story. Don't feel bad. Just recommit. Put yourself into action. Because if you're not accountable, if you're comfortable, then you're going to keep creating the same results over and over. And that's insanity, by the way, guys. If you think that you hope to make $500,000, $1 million, $2 million a year, if you hope so, if you try to do that, that's not going to happen. You got to be accountable. You got to honor your agreement. You got to honor your word to yourself, build up your confidence, and things will start to flow into your life because you have been accountable. Number 7, which is the last one, is build your personal brand. Build your personal brand and do it right now. Don't wait. I talk to people every day and they're like, you know what? I'm waiting to get certain things. Guys, you guys got social media. You got Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. Post on every single one of those platforms. You guys got no excuses. The content that you get to create is out there every single day. I never felt like doing content, but I gave my word that I would do content, and I tell everybody I'm doing 2 videos a day. So you better believe that I'm accountable to myself and everyone else in my life. The moment that I say, you know what, I'm not going to do the video. No, I told a bunch of people I'm going to do this video, right? But what happens is that when I show up and I do it anyways, the energy comes out, the right message comes out, right? So talk about different buyer examples, different seller examples, talk about testimonies, do property tours, get creative, do market updates, but you got to stay top of mind every single day. That's a free way to do it. Build your personal brand. But I think that that's such an under-leveraged tool, guys. Build your brand. And this is how you build it, by the way. Stop caring what people think about you. Stop caring what people think about you, because what gets in the way is what you think somebody is going to say, or you want to look a certain way. You don't want to ruffle any feathers. Guys, you guys got to get rid of that story. You guys got to stop caring about what people think. At the end of the day, you're building this business for you and your family. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And in this community, you're going to be supported, right? So just do it anyways. Do the effort and be willing to be bad at it, by the way. Be willing to do it badly to become great. I have gotten great at videos and doing this kind of stuff, and I still don't consider myself great, but I've gotten better than I was a year ago. Why? Because I'm putting myself on the line every single day. I'm willing to do videos without likes. I'm willing to do videos that maybe I might stutter and say the wrong thing. I'm willing to do videos that don't get any sort of comments, but I'm willing to do it anyways. So you got to build your brand. It's free, guys. And now I got into a little tangent there. So thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to go into the next conversation, which is a quote that I wrote for you guys. This is a huge hack, by the way. This is why I said you got to have everything done by 12. Do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves, right? There's a really awesome book that's called Eat That Frog, which I'm going to be, these are the 10 principles of this book. But the principle of Eat the Frog with Brian Tracy is you do the difficult things in the morning. Once you do the difficult things, everything else falls into place, right? So identify your most important tasks, prioritize and plan, set clear goals, practice the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule suggests that 20% of your activities will be accountable for 80% of your results. Identify the tasks that contribute the most to your goals and prioritize them. Also, eliminate distractions. Eliminate distractions, right? Look, create content. Don't consume content, okay? I don't want you guys to be on social media all day and consuming a bunch of content, which is not going to make you dollars. Create content instead of being a content consumer. Develop effective time management, right? This is something that my coach told me 2 weeks ago, which was brilliant. If you're complaining about your production, I want to see your calendar. If anybody comes to me and tells me, oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm not doing enough. The market is this. Let me see your calendar. Let me see your calendar, because your calendar is going to tell me what you're doing, right? So prioritize and have time management. Use the power of deadlines. Don't make it a pie in the sky. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it someday. No, by this day, I'm going to do this, right? So make sure you have a deadline, because a goal without a deadline is just a fantasy. Also, break the big task into smaller tasks, right? That's why I talk about the 2-10-40 every week, because it gets you clear. Your brain, you got to keep things really simple. And take action and overcome procrastination. It's a muscle. The more that you do the things that you know you should be doing, the bigger the muscle of focus you're going to get. And maintain focus and discipline. Stay committed to the task and avoid multitasking. I would say do different tasks, but just make sure that when you're doing one task, if you're doing calls, go all in on that. If you're doing content, go all in on that. If you're doing your open house, be fully present. Because when you're not fully present and you're multitasking, you're watering and diluting yourself, and you're focusing your energy and intentionality. So read the book if you haven't read it. This is a really small read. I highly, highly recommend it. So I kind of went over all of these ideas, so I'm not going to beat, these ideas again, but do everything I just said, guys. And what are you going to create this week? Have a definite goal. How many listings? How many open escrows? How many closings? How many agents are you going to attract? Have a clear goal. I don't care what you did last week. What are you going to do this week? Who I am is the possibility of being resourceful and powerful. Those are the 2 words that I'm choosing for myself. Choose 2 words for you that resonate with you, because words create world. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I see a bunch of comments. I don't know what was said in here, but yes, I'm just reading the comments here. Boom, fire. Hey, we love you too, Sonny. Preaching, yes, landmark. Yup. If you care about what others think of you, then you will always be their slave. Yes, awesome. Thank you guys so much for participating. Thank you so much for being here. God bless each and every single one of you. And may this week be productive to every single one of you. And if you guys need any help, feel free to reach out, and I'll see you at the next training.
Thank you, Leo. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you.